Okay. Saturday evening, I've worked and done this and that all day. Starting to run short of time. I had a lot of things planned, but the stuff I had to do is taking most of the time from the things I want to do. It's been like that all summer, seems like. Gonna go in here pretty soon. I'm gonna grill out some hamburgers and have some relaxation time. Anybody that knows us knows we log. Well, we don't log all this much time, but we're gone from home 70, 75 hours a week normally. So usually by 4 or 5 on Saturday. If we're not working on Saturday, we work on Saturday in the winter quite a bit. I tried to start shutting it down and have some quality time, but I'm pressed for time with some things we got to do here pretty soon, so I may have to get out and work some on Sunday here. I was raised not to work on Sunday, but I do it when I have to. Anyhow, here at the tailgate again. Just gonna show a thing or two. There's my little 550 XP Mark II. Thing's a little beastie. There's my Holzforma 372. Don't let that sticker fool you. I put that on there because I'm a goober. There's 572 that was, and there's a stink bug. There's 572 that I had on the cutter the other day, and the tree rolled over and hit the side of the cutter and caught it right there on the handle. But looky here, 168 bucks, and we can make her like new again. Don't think I'll get to that this evening. Here's a, let me back up. This Holzforma 372, it's been sluggish as the day is long ever since I've had it. It's not a bad saw. You can cut timber with it and survive, but there's nothing to write home about. It's an older one. I've had it 3-4 years maybe. I bought this saw because I wanted, back up again, I battled with carburetors on this thing. The first one was no count. The second one was worse. This is the third one. It's a Chinese carburetor. It's but I bought this saw at my dealer for 40-50 bucks a while back. It ran, supposedly. It's 372. It's a, yeah, it's an X-Torque model. But see that? Somebody let a tree get on it, which will happen. See that? See that words up there? Walbro. That's why I bought it. To put that carburetor on here. My wheels have turned back and forth on what to do with them too. I guess I'm thinking about taking the crank and everything out of this one. Put it in here because Mr. Aaron Lynch has been helping me with my saw some. He's a good fella. Check him out if you don't subscribe to him. It's Aaron A. Lynch. He said the first models of these had an out of balance crank. This saw's always vibrated bad. I've changed spring bushings and everything. So what I'm thinking, take the genuine Husky crank and put it in here. I might put in a pop-up piston or a big bore kit or something. Put the Walbro on it. Base gasket delete, maybe modify this muffler. See if it wakes it up. Makes a good saw out of it. It's durable. built saw. I mean, it ain't like it's got anything real bad. It's got good studs. Aaron is actually getting ready to port one of these for me, a brand new one, been drop shipped to him as we speak. Hoping it's a lot better running wise than this one. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with the quality of the build of the saw. Everything works good. But yeah, if you can buy one of these Chinese saws and have a good running durable saw for a little more than half the price of a new one, why not? I'm not a fan of buying from China, but if you buy a good saw, you're going to get it from Sweden or Germany, ultimately anyway. But yeah, that's my thoughts. This saw's set in the building a lot. Debating on what to do with it, because it just don't have what it needs to go out and cut timber with. And there's our ladybugs. We have insects like crazy until it really turns off cold. We've been having frost for a while, but it's not got good and cold yet. I think I done talked about the 572. Now, 572, take your spark arrestor out and wiggle your hoe out a little bit bigger. They're beast. They're beast to start with. Got a 500i in the other service truck, and 462C. I'm not totally against steel. I used to love steel till 441s and 461s came out. I didn't like those at all. Started buying 372s, loved them. 576, pretty much loved them. These 572s, they're gold to me. That one there is cut about 4 million feet, at least. I've had it several years. I bought it 2 or 3 years before I got the track cutter. Most of you that watch my videos know I do about all my cutting now with a dangle head track cutter. But for 26 years before I got that, I cut timber by hand 100% with a chainsaw with a 20-inch bar. We got triaxles, we put up trailers. We average 15 to 25 loads a week, scaling 6,000 plus feet. People says I didn't cut 4 million feet a year, but you do the math on that, and then you got pulpwood too. It can be done, but you will sweat. I run about 30 pounds heavier now since I got the track cutter, but it is what it is. And we're in the Appalachian Mountains, it's not flat here. And we didn't even have a delimber till 2005 or 6. I started in about 94, 95. So yeah, I had to top everything back then. And we got a lot of hardwood around here, oak, etc., that you know definitely has to be limbed even today. I have to limb it with the track cutter because you just can't go around through the woods dragging big old hardwood tops and get anything done through these mountains, because a lot of times we're logging 30-40% grades day in, day out. That's why we run cable skidders all the time. We walk right out here around behind the house to the edge of the yard. But I mean, you walk behind my house and there's a mountain straight up, and that goes into Rendezvous Mountain State Park up there. I own that land all the way to the top of that peak, and then it cuts and goes way on back up into that big valley back up in there. But yeah, this is not flat grounds here. Great saw. There's a big push on YouTube anymore to run long bars. And I get it on the West Coast. Guys cut bigger trees on average. A lot bigger, I guess. And they don't, I don't really know, but I don't think they do as much topping. But I'm 6 foot tall. I'm probably about 55 pounds right now. When I was cutting timber all the time, I'd run about 220, 225. But you take this saw right here, I can take that saw, and we got big trees around here too, don't get me wrong. A lot of our jobs are sold on 16-inch stump, where you can cut nothing any smaller than 16. I have cut 16-inch breast height. So, you know, that's big timber when it's bigger than 16 on average. But I have, and don't get me wrong, I have ran 24s multiple times, tried them. I've tried to make myself like them. 28, I've never tried. That's just too long around here, period. Anybody thinks you need a 28 on the East Coast, I respect you, but I'll argue with you. I actually owned a 36 or something bar for a steel. I don't even know where it's at. But I've never run across a tree I couldn't cut with a 20-inch bar, and I've cut trees in excess of 5 foot across the stump. Multiple times. I have stepped up to a bigger bar for ease on 1 or 2 jobs in my career of about 30 years. But like I said, it was just for ease. I still could have got the trees on the ground without busting them with a 20-inch bar. We cut a job up on 321 going into Tennessee one time. Had about 15 red oaks on it that I cut with that 30-some inch steel bar way back when, just because it was such a big deal to cut them with a 20. But day in, day out, I like a 20. It saves you a pound or more, and then that pound is going out here where it's stressing your left arm all the time. If your saw's got a lot of power, if you're doing a lot of limbing, it makes your bar want to flex, makes your chain run off worse, takes longer to file. It's more of a trip hazard, more of a hang-up hazard. You get tired, it's more of a kickback hazard. It's longer, it's more of a chance of it cutting your knees, feet, whatever. It's just, and I won't totally argue with a 24-inch bar. There's not a lot of difference. I just don't like them. But these people talking about running 28s and stuff on the East Coast, watch who you listen to. And I don't, like I said, I ain't trying to get on anybody's toes, but to me, it just, you don't need it. And you're pressing and getting hurt for no reason. And now if you're out on the West Coast, like Odie Horse, or I think Tasman and those are out there, you know, I don't blame them running those big long bars, those big defers and stuff like that. Up in Canada, wherever, yeah, grab you a long bar and big old saw and go. But here, to me, it was always about, damn it, there's a stink bug down the back of my shirt. It's always about being quick and nimble and being able to go and not be carrying a bunch of weight all day, and etc., etc. And you can, I always like to run a skip tooth. This is not a skip tooth, but here's a skip tooth. You can file, that thing's only got 12 teeth on each side, and you can drop down and file that thing in just a second. But I'll get off my high horse on the bars. I know I'm starting to get long and boring here. we'll move on to the treats here. Man, I can't believe that stink bug went down the back of my shirt. Shit. Sorry for the language, y'all. If y'all have stink bugs, you understand. One more thing. I'm not a fan of stealing Husky oil. It's not bad, but I have seen a lot of carbon build up with it. But you buy that right there, man, your piston jug will stay just shiny. From now on, your saw will run better, your exhaust will smell better, everything. You can pour it in your cereal and gives you extra superpowers and everything. No, it's a quality product. Now, I'm not saying I don't use this stuff. There's 5-gallon mixers, but most of the time I try to use the good stuff and non-ethanol gas. Well, here's one more thing. That right there, you know what I'm getting ready to get into. Hopefully I'm smart enough. Right here's what we might do in a minute. We might put a bar and chain on this, pour some gas in it, and saw a tree or two with it. What do you think? I got some dry oak out here in the firewood pile. Yeah. I wanted an orange one, but didn't work out. And here's that was sort of an unboxing, I guess. Here's the little unboxing I've been talking about. I've had this about 3 weeks. This is how busy I've been. I ain't even cut the darn tape yet. What could be in here? This come through eBay too. I bet he's wondering where his feedback is. I hope what's supposed to be in here is in here. All right, a bottle of water. That's what I needed. Well, it works. More water. Look at that. And come to find out, there's a McCulloch man just down the road from me, old bellhopper. I didn't even know anything about him until Aaron mentioned him to me. That's how weird YouTube's algorithms are. All I do is watch logging and saw stuff while I'm cutting. I even got my phone plugged in the cutter. And didn't know they exist. This is a 250 Mac. Feller claims it was a runner and the spark plug hole got stripped out. Let me set this thing down and I'll move and leave the saw still. He claimed that it was a runner. Spark plug hole stripped and needs a helicoil in it, but you know, since I found out old bellhopper's so close to me, I might take it to him. Let him give it some TLC. I thought about donating it to one of these important guys I've got to know, but I ended up paying quite a bit for this. I didn't pay much attention to the shipping price on it when I bid on it. I mean, I don't have a tremendous amount in it, but I was thinking I was going to have 40, 50 bucks, but I got about twice that in. It's not locked up. It ain't recoiling very good, but it's not locked up. Yeah, I can probably do something about that myself. But yeah, there it is. I'm gonna cut this off. This is up to about 20 minutes of me giving my useless opinions. Like I said, if I got on anybody's toes about the long bars, I apologize. That's totally all my opinion. I'm pretty badly opinionated on that, though. And another big thing on those long bars, they rob your saw's power tremendously. You can say you had a 28 on this saw and you dropped it back to a 20, it'd be equal to porting it, if not more. But it is what it is. Use what you want. I'm just an old timber cutter giving my advice. There's a lot of people on YouTube that ain't timber cutters that claim to be. The world's full of them. If I subscribe to you on YouTube, I pretty much respect you though, so most anybody that's watching this should know I respect and agree with them, and I think they're doing the right thing. If I think you're a buffoon and giving people bad advice, you won't be in my subscription list, I can tell you that. But there's a lot of people out there sawing down a tree on camera and telling people they're ready to be a timber cutter. And, I ran a skidder, cable skidder, behind one of the best timber cutters ever born for about 4 or 5 years before I ever cut a tree down. And that's how it should be. But anyhow, I'm gonna get this baby ready to go, and we'll go out here and see if it'll run with its little stink bug on it. Sorry, bastard. All right, we'll cut this one off. I'll catch you later.